this episode, JD and Dude drink through some rum-finished bourbons and then finish with some bourbons finished in rum barrels. Tune in to hear what we think on this episode of The Bourbon Hunters. Have you thought about supporting our podcast? Head on over to our website at bourbonhunters.com where you can, by purchasing Bourbon Hunters products and signing up for our Patreon, which includes exclusive access to single barrel announcements from our private single barrel club. Thank you for taking time out every day to join us on our hunt for great bourbon. Reward yourself and sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Hunters. I am Dupool, and I am joined by
Drowning JD.
Yeah, who decided to just throw water all over my brand new couch, and I'm fine with it. It's fine. Everything's fine. It needed a little bit of water stain on the leather. That's fine. All right, guys. So tonight we're doing a little bit of a mix-up. It's just the two of us. The other guys are just, I think, still hungover from my 50th birthday party. What do you think?
They haven't talked to me since.
Yeah, right? That's probably because you were hitting on them, but that's okay. They haven't processed it yet.
I mean, the one did ask, did you grab my tush?
Yeah, right. And then one of their girlfriends was asking about your doobie. I don't know what that was all about. But anyway.
Music, Doobie Brothers.
Oh, Doobie Brothers. That makes more sense. I was thinking it was your penis. So
doobie,
we are. The calls are coming from inside the house. So we've got an episode where I just told you not to give me big pours, and we've started already with a fucking big pour.
Trade?
No, that's the same fucking thing. If I trade you, I'm the same. All right, so we're doing a rum episode, meaning most of everything we've got here today is bourbon finished in rum barrels, but we've got two at the end of this that are rums finished in bourbon barrels.
And those will be very, very small
Yeah.
pours.
Oh, well, they should all be very, very small pours. There's 6 fucking bottles in front of us, and you already started with too big of a pour. So this is what? We've got Jefferson's Reserve.
Yeah, Jefferson's Reserve Old Rum Cask.
So this is Jefferson's Reserve Old Rum Cask Finish. It is 45.1% alcohol by volume, 90.2 proof. And it just says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in old rum casks. Now, this is not their stuff that goes out on the boats or anything. This is just regular Jefferson's
Yes,
Reserve,
that's
right?
Jefferson Ocean.
So Twin Wood is what they call this, with an old rum cask finish. Ooh. And there is no detail on the back. I do enjoy their bottles, though. They're very reminiscent. We haven't done Jefferson's ever on an episode.
And we've never been there on our trip.
No, we haven't.
Kentucky Artisan.
Artisan, yeah. But we've also, these are very reminiscent to me or similar to like a 1792 bottle.
Yep.
But they're not the same. These remind me of something you'd find on a pirate ship. I don't know why. I've always just thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Like an old glass,
makes
old
sense.
world glass type bottle type thing.
They have cool corks.
Yeah, the cork's cool. Go ahead and take that back from me. I'm trying to hand it to you.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I was just waving it around your face. Not my penis. Anyway, so... Oh, damn the nose on this.
Isn't that sweet?
I like rum finished products, generally speaking. One of the things that we have coming up next, actually, is the Blood Oath pack number 5 from 2019. That's a rum finish.
Never had that one. I'm excited.
Can you tip that upside down to get the cork wet? Last time we did one of these, the cork rotted, and it wasn't wet and didn't come out evenly. So just leave it like that for a few seconds. Let it get wet.
That's what she said.
Yeah, she did. And then tip it back over so that we can. I want it to slide out before it slides back in.
Usually they push themselves out.
Yeah, sometimes. Depends on the pressure. They've been working on their Kegels.
It's got a really nice nose.
Yeah,
butterscotchy.
And the thing I like about rum finished products is everything you get. A lot of the flavor from the rum. It's almost like a. It's almost like a flavor that you just can't get past. So, like, it just takes a little bit of rum to impart flavor on something else, is what I'm trying to say. And so, like, when you finish a bourbon in a rum barrel, there's so much rum that just still must be sitting in that barrel because it just comes through, adds a sweetness, adds, and what I always say is like rum. Any of those rum type things, they add a like almost like a film to your teeth, like you've been eating candy.
Yeah.
And that's what I get from a lot of these rum finished whiskeys and bourbons. But this is right out of the gates, really good nose. But the rum is there. Like I can smell the rum, and that's the thing. It's overpowering. And generally, I don't know that I've had a rum finished anything where the rum didn't take center stage when it came to the nose. The sweetness of that rum, the sugar cane and all that, it just comes right through.
I agree 100%.
But I like it. Don't get me wrong. It just hides the flavor of the bourbon. But then when you get into depending on how they finish it, if they over finish it in the rum, like then that rum becomes overpowering. But if they subtly finish that, for a short period of time, just to let it impart some of the flavors, then you can find a really good balance, I feel like, with a bourbon finished in rum casks. Let's dive into this one. Oh, that's good. It's not much of a finish.
Really nice caramel.
This is almost like a daily sipper.
Yeah.
As far as its approachability. Like, it's very easy to drink. There's really not much. I don't feel like there's a lot of complexity to it.
No.
But here's the thing. I think we get spoiled a little bit from the Angel's Envy rum finished rye because that tastes like pancakes and syrup.
Yeah, that's dessert.
Like it really is. Everyone talks about Woodford Double Oak being dessert, but Angel's Envy rye, finished rye, is probably one of the most desserty whiskeys I've ever had because it just tastes like pancakes and syrup.
I mean, that double Tyler brought over.
Yeah, that was good too. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like that, I think this is good, and it's very, very appealing in the sense that there's nothing offensive about this whatsoever. This is very smooth, very easy to drink, very non-offensive. I could drink on or sip on this all night long. The proof helps with that, I think, being, 90.2?
Mm-hmm.
The proof helps with that for sure. But the whiskey behind everything, behind the scenes, seems to be nice. I don't know. What do you think of this? I give it a solid 3.1.
Yeah, I'm in the same ballpark. I was just thinking to myself, would I, rather have this in my glass, or would I rather have like a Weller Special Reserve in my glass?
I'd rather have this than a Weller Special Reserve.
But at the price point, I want to say when I got this, it was $69.99.
Yeah, so you could buy 3 almost Weller Special Reserves for that, unless you're in the secondary market for Weller Special Reserve. But
I feel like this gives you a little more sweetness to it, though.
It does, and I'm
at a 3.0.
Yeah, I think we're about the same.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't give Weller more than probably 2.9, 3.0 either.
The mouth experience, it runs off the tongue fairly quick.
Yeah, it does. There's something that the sugar adds to the viscosity, so it does coat the tongue a little bit. But you're right, it's not like super thick. It's not like super viscous. It's just an easy drinker. It's an easy sipper. Like I'm not. I don't know. I feel like this is something I might feel like I'd have a hangover if I drank it all night long, just because of the sugariness. You know what I mean? It's not like, and again, I don't want to overstate it. The sugariness is not like, it doesn't feel like I'm drinking a sugar drink, but the sugar is. If you're used to bourbon, the sugar is definitely there.
But it's so easy. You're saying it could get away from you.
Yeah, for sure. Let's pour some of that Blood Oath. Let's get into that.
Yeah.
Let's be careful with the cork. Because I know that sometimes
it's older.
It is, but also the corks on those, I feel like they crumble. I don't know what they use for their corks, but I feel like they crumble pretty easily.
You just gotta know how to pull it out.
Well, and you gotta get them lubed up before you pull them out. That's good. Thank you. And these are what, 98.6?
Yep. The temperature of blood,
or the expected temperature of blood. Not everyone is 98.6, but that's a good average to go by. So Blood Oath. The interesting thing about Blood Oath for me is that Blood Oath is generally a product of multiple barrels, only one of which is usually finished.
Yep.
And in this case, I think it's 3 barrels, one of which was finished with rum, and the other 2 were just standard whiskey. And I've always liked that approach because it wasn't an overwhelming, taste of whatever they finished, So I've liked that approach before. And I think a couple of their newer ones have been multi-finish, right?
Yeah, they've had some multi with like sherry and something else.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to taste those. Every time I've gone there, they've been sold out. But this was my first Blood Oath I've ever purchased, and it was number 5. So I missed 1 through 4. 100% just missed.
Those were gold from what I hear.
Gold isn't good.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I've heard that 5 was the best of the first 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's true or not because I haven't had them. But that being said, I didn't really get into bourbon until 2019. So the fact that I have 2019 makes sense. I have 2019, 2020, and 2021. But then I just stopped. They were selling out so fast in 2022 and moving on. That's when like the boom was really at its peak, and everyone was just buying that shit up. And I'm like, I'm not going out finding that stuff. It's crazy. Like the stuff people were doing for bourbon at that time. I mean, lots of handies, lots of
yeah,
lots of back alley encounters. But anyway,
a lot of people are passing on Blood Oath anymore. I think they're tired.
I think there's only so many things you can do with these.
Yeah.
Like, they could go back to rum and use a different rum.
Right.
Kind of like
Foursquare, Plantation,
yeah, like
something
there's so
else.
many rums out there they could do. Like, I think Whistle Pig did a Philippine rum on their Boss Hog
That's
a few years ago.
awesome.
I've got it back there if you want to try it.
Heck yeah.
It was really good. But it's a rye, like, finished in rum. But that, again,
Sign me up.
Angel's Envy was better, and it's a fifth of the price.
Sometimes it's a little too sweet for me. It depends on my mood.
Angel's Envy. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I don't drink it very often, but when I do, like, I find very few rum finish. Like, they've just got it down. You can tell it's a shelfer for them. They know what they're doing. It tastes good,
and it's very similar from batch to batch.
Yeah. They've got it figured out, and they've got that MGP 95.5.
There's a nutmeg cinnamon on this.
Yeah, I got that.
This is a lot more complex than the Jeffersons.
Well, I think it's because it's a third of the finished portion of it is only a third of the batch.
I like the spices on it.
Yeah,
the baking spices.
No, this has been one of my favorites. I've every time I pull this out, you can see I've only drank maybe a third of the bottle.
A little orchard.
And we've had it on a couple episodes of this.
It's fun revisiting.
It is.
Especially on Mouth Experience Mondays when you do Bullet twice.
Jackass. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice. The sweetness is there, but they didn't finish it in a way where it's overwhelming.
No.
They finished it in a way where the bourbon actually still plays a part in the finish and the flavor profile. Balanced, I'd say, for a finish. This is probably the most balanced so far of a rum finished bourbon that I've ever had.
Yeah, no, I like how they only finish it in one of the barrels that they blend.
Yeah, on this one. And again, that's not the case on all of them.
The Calvados was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Calvados.
Yeah, there was, I think they did a Sauternes or something.
Yeah, that was good too.
That was
Lorenzo,
pretty good.
Let me try that one a couple times. That was very good.
I've got that one. That's the last one I have, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the last one I have. Yeah, they've got a couple of good ones. The 5, 6, and 7 I thought were all pretty good. You liking that?
Yeah, it's got this like cherryness to it. Do you remember those old fruit snacks that had all of the lines and designs, and you'd peel them? And
here we go. Buckle up. Yes, I do.
I mean, it's very nostalgic. They don't make those anymore.
No, they don't. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, this one's good.
It's candy.
I would give this more like a 3.3, 3.4.
Yeah. I might even go 3.5 on this.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I could see it. I mean, 3.5 is not much different than what I just said. But no, I mean, I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that I could see you going a little bit higher with this. And again, this is not something I'd probably sit down and drink every day just because of that rum finish. But it's something I'm enjoying, and I've always enjoyed it when I've had it. And I've had this for 6 years now, and it's only a third empty. So I think on one of my blood oaths, I had to use a cork from something else because of the crumble. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure, though.
I have a Russell's cork in my very old St. Nick because it just got shrunk.
Yeah.
And it was really loose.
Yeah.
Loosey-goosey.
Yeah. Very old St. Nick, I have one of those, too. And that cork that they choose is not the greatest.
It should go synthetic.
Yeah. I think a lot of places should go synthetic. That way, if you wanted to store them sideways, you could.
And it just lasts longer.
They
forever.
do, but when you store a regular cork sideways, like you can't have it in constant contact with the cork; it'll eat away.
Right.
It's not like wine where it's okay to sit on its side.
Quarter turn.
But like every so often, if you use a standard cork, you need to turn it upside down and flip it so that they don't.
Yep.
So that they stay hydrated and don't dry rot. And how many people with collections our size do that? I never do.
I know I don't want to do that.
That's why I just told you to do that on that one because I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is one of those corks.
Yep.
Because I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah. So go to the next higher proof one. While we're waiting,
So good.
just had my 50th birthday party. Trina, my wife, threw a party for me, and we held it at the gym because it's a big open space. What did you think of the decorations? What did you think of the setup?
I think
You've seen it before.
Trina knocks it out all the time with decorations.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's kind of her thing. She's good at that kind of stuff.
I really enjoyed the 1975 banner with all of the artifacts and facts from back then.
That, yeah.
I'm
that was just off of Amazon.
Gas 59 cents a gallon.
Right, that was crazy.
Homes 42,000.
Was Jaws on there? Or
Yeah.
Was that, yeah. So there was a whole bunch of like best movies, like big actors at the time, all that type of stuff. So that was kind of neat. In addition to that, like we had balloons, we had all the the stuff. But I feel like we turned that gym into a pretty inviting.
Oh, it was
thing.
for sure. The dogs even had fun.
Oh yeah, the dogs did not wake me up the next day. They normally wake me up at like 6:45 in the morning.
They were exhausted.
No, they were up all night with us, and they slept. We didn't leave till 3:45 in the morning. You were there till like 2.
Until like 2-ish, yeah.
And they didn't wake me up till 10 a.m. the next morning. And actually, the dogs didn't wake me up. My wife did. She was like, "Why are the dogs not awake yet? Did you already do something with them?" I'm like, "I haven't fucking touched them." They knew better than to wake my ass up after my birthday party.
Right.
But it was a great party. So Josh Marks, who has gone on the Bourbon Blitz with us a couple times now, former bartender. Now he's got a regular career in
Former
sales.
roommate for me.
Yeah, former roommate for you. But he crafted 2 signature cocktails for my party. One was a vodka cocktail, the gym colors we have are purple and gray. And so he knows that because he used to be a coach at our gym for HitFit and Krav Maga. And so he's big into self-defense and all that kind of stuff. But he also used to be a bartender. So he knew that a purple drink would kind of go over pretty well with our group. So he took butterfly pea flowers.
Oh, wow.
And mixed them with citrus. And the natural chemical reaction for that turns it purple without changing the flavor.
No way.
Yeah, so his vodka drink was that, and then it was batched ahead of time.
It was delicious.
And you just added club soda to it and then served it. And it was everyone who enjoys vodka drinks really enjoyed that drink.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of tart, had a little bit of...
I had a few of those.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't touch them just because that's not my thing. He also made me a vanilla old-fashioned. And so what he did was he made a homemade vanilla simple syrup. He gave me the bottle of what was left over, the simple syrup. And then he batched that with Old Forester 86. And he used Angostura aromatic bitters, just regular. And then when he served it at the bar, so basically that was all batched as well.
Orange chips.
When he poured it into the glass, what he did was he added cocoa bitters, and he added Luxardo liqueur, so like a little dash of like cherry flavor, and then he added an orange, dehydrated orange chips basically as the garnish to it. And those orange dehydrated chips were sitting in a bed of cinnamon sticks.
Oh.
So like, I mean, I'm not kidding. That's top 3 old-fashioned I've ever had.
So I didn't have one, so I'll have to try one.
You didn't have an old-fashioned? Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
I
talked about them all night long.
I know.
I do, but I'm not going to be able to replicate that.
I had neat pours. And
I have the cocoa bitters. I don't have the orange chips.
That's all right.
But I have the cocoa bitters and the Luxardo liqueur.
You have the vanilla.
I do. So I can give you, but man, you missed out.
I did.
That was the highlight of the night. So we turned the lobby into a whiskey bar. We brought our Pursuit Spirits.
Minix muffins.
Minix muffins. We brought the Old Forester pick.
Yep, I had
I brought regular Buffalo Trace, and I brought regular Elijah Craig.
Well, no, one was a
Bourbon Enthusiast. Bourbon Enthusiast pick for Elijah
94
Craig.
proofer.
And no one touched either of those. All they drank, which I was pretty excited about. Mm-hmm. All they drank was the Pursuit Spirits. There were a couple of people that had some Buffalo Trace and some, but like the Pursuit Spirits barrel pick and the Old Forester barrel pick were almost empty.
It was a good lineup. You picked really well.
It was just something I thought, okay, the regular casual person plus maybe a couple things for the people that might be a little more into. Mm-hmm. And then you brought me a Kentucky Spirit single barrel, which
from
was
my bunker.
Freaking phenomenal from 2019. It was so good. I drank that. When I drank anything that wasn't a cocktail, that's what I had.
You only reach half a century one time, so I wanted to grab something from.
Do you? Because I'm planning on reaching half a century twice. That's my goal. I might need to cut back on the drinking, but that is my goal.
I heard it's the secret to old age.
Yeah, that's what allegedly. All right, so let's dive into this one. We'll talk
Peerless.
a little bit more about my party after that. So we got the Peerless rum barrel finished. This is bourbon whiskey finished in rum barrels.
This is their batch 1.
And this is 112.6 proof, so 56.3% alcohol by volume. It's got a code on it, 170425113. I assume that is something to do with the batch.
That's before they went to batch numbers, like batch 1, batch 2, batch 3.
Yeah, and if you don't know anything about Kentucky Peerless, they are outstanding. They're in downtown Louisville. Mm-hmm. They're DSP Kentucky 50.
Yep.
Rejuvenated after a long
break from Prohibition.
Yeah. But they are non-chill filtered. They're strictly sweet mashed.
Yep.
They don't add any water, so they're always barrel proof.
I like that.
Which is, I like that too. Especially nowadays, everyone's really leaning towards the barrel proof stuff.
Well, and they're expensive, but barrel proof deserves it.
Yeah, they're expensive because they're kind of still craft to some degree. I know that they're a well-known, but they're still kind of craft. They have a great bottle.
Yes.
Their bottle is just, I don't know, it reminds me of almost like a bourbon barrel.
Yeah.
And it's just a sturdy, great, easy to handle bottle, but it just feels like a nice bottle.
Go back and listen to our interview with John Wadle.
Yeah, he was great. He was a great guest until you heard Tyler asking questions that we had already answered, but that's fine.
We'll have to have him, I have him on again this year.
Yeah, we'll just have him actually hang out with us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We don't have to talk Peerless. We can just have him hang out with us and drink.
Yeah, he would love that.
No, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. All right, let's dip into this one a little bit. Oh, I get the rum is definitely center stage on this one, on the nose. It's a good like there. I get rum and bourbon together, and maybe the higher proof is what's helping with that. Mm-hmm. But I'm getting. This is almost like what Jefferson's Reserve was trying to do, and if they would have left it at a higher percentage alcohol, maybe they would have gotten to. Yeah, the nose on this. Oh God, this is it. The nose on this is rum bourbon. It's not a hint of this or a hint of this is rum bourbon. Like this feels like a great mixture. Like they aged it in the rum barrel just right.
Yeah,
I haven't tasted it yet, but they
found a sweet spot. I tasted it and it was like, oh.
The nose though is making me think that. So let me dive into this. Oh. That one the flavor just kept going.
Oh, the finish is long.
Ooh, yeah, but long and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a sugarcane finish to it. It's like, so the 112, was it 112 proof?
Yeah, 112.6.
6 or something. The finish on this, whew, nice. So the finish on this was like a sugarcane straight down the middle with the edge of like a bourbon Kentucky hug.
You nailed it. It's like actually eating the sugar out of the cane.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's almost like you did, those frozen shot statues, like in have you ever seen Office Christmas Party?
Yeah, we watched that together.
Where he does, yeah, right. That's the one we were just talking about. So he does the shot, and you got to put your hands on the ass, and the penis is where the shot comes out of, and it's a creamy drink, so it looks like he's taking cum basically, or semen. Well, this tastes like you were doing like a shot of sugarcane or rum in a frozen bourbon shoot or penis.
Yeah, no, I see it.
So, like, I'm getting bourbon on the edges and rum down the middle. It's, like, really interesting. Really interesting. This is a good mix of flavors.
I mean, it's like it's a mix-up. You initially get the bourbon, then you get the rum, and then you get the bourbon, and then the rum sneaks
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of complexity to this that I expect to get on a bourbon finished in rum barrels that I haven't gotten yet so far this evening. Until now. Not to now.
Till now.
This is good.
Yeah, this is one of the better Peerless bottles I have.
I would say this is probably the best rum-finished bourbon I've ever had so far. That's a big statement, but I'm going to stick with it. I give this about a 3.7, 3.8.
I was about to say 3.8. Look at the glass. Look how it's sticking to, like, those legs.
No, it's outstanding so far. This is really good. Everything about it I've enjoyed. The nose, the palate, the finish, everything about it is what I would love to have in a rum-finished bourbon. This is good.
Yeah. So my buddy finished my sample pack that I sent to him.
What all was in that pack again?
I gave him our Old Forester and Minix muffins, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I also gave him an Elijah Craig barrel proof single barrel. It was a 8-year, 135.6 proof.
Okay. That's
It was from Jono's down in Elizabethtown.
All right.
They do really good picks down there. I also gave him...
While you're looking that up, what did he think of the Old Forester and the Minix muffins?
He really liked the Old Forester. Minix muffins was top of all 8 samples.
Really?
He liked it the best of all of them. He wanted to buy one. I'm like, I had to break the news, and sorry, that was from December.
I know. I gave one to Fred Minnick.
Oh, Blanton's Gold.
Yeah.
And Sam Houston 15, my Indiana batch 03. The Elijah Craig 9-year. The Memorial Tournament Maker's Mark pick.
Oh, right. You told me about that.
Still have some of that. You got to try it.
So what's interesting, I would be willing to give a bottle or sell a bottle or whatever for the price that I acquired it to somebody, but I just gave a bottle of that to Fred Minnick.
I'm excited. I hope he talks about it.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know where he would talk about it, but I don't even know if he received it last Friday. But I sent it to him because on the Bourbon Pursuit podcast, they were talking about that, and then Jason and Anthony both reached out to him saying, "Hey, I was part of that pick," and then somehow it got out that I might have a bottle that I could spare.
Anthony got a response from Fred, "Damn you!"
So, take that one for yourself and give me this one.
Do you want to rinse it?
I just did,
okay.
But give me less than what you just poured. That's good. That's good. So this is Rabbit Hole.
This is Rabbit Hole.
Is it 375
It's a 375. It's kind of like what Woodford Reserve does with their double oaked in their distillery series.
Sure.
Somebody else also does this distillery series as well. Old Forester.
Old Forester with the 375.
Yeah, so these are just small batches, limited runs. You can only get them in the gift shop typically. This one is 108.4 proof.
Oh, nice. That's good proof.
So we dropped just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's called Sea Song, and it's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in rum casks. And this is one of my favorite rum finishes of all time.
So right out of the gates, I'm getting almost, and this is just nose. I haven't tasted this yet, but I'm getting almost like a salty, sugary So like, you know how some people do like chocolate chip cookies and they crumble like a sea salt over top of it?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's why they call it sea song, because I'm getting like a salted sweetness. Does that make sense to you?
No, perfect sense.
On the nose.
This nose is my favorite rum finish nose.
The nose is good. The Peerless is right up there with this.
I've been trying to get Kavi to come on an episode. He's the owner of Rabbit Hole, Zamanian. Very cool story about how he got into whiskey. It's from Iran. Iran.
That's good.
He was a
This is good.
counselor.
I just took a drink of this. It's really good. I think I may still like the Peerless better, but this is right up there with it. And I think this is what I figured out. And this could be 100% wrong, but I think the higher proof rum finishes are where it's at for me, because I think that gives me a little bit more of the bourbon influence and pushes it. I think that's what helps push that sugarcane rum off to the side just enough to make it just right.
Yep. I think Blood Oath, the whole concept of the
Blood Oath was good because I think the Blood Oath is good also because it's only a third of the barrels of the batch.
Yeah, that's true. I wish it was a little higher proof, though.
Yeah, but 98.6 isn't bad, but it's just...
Can it have a fever?
The fever batch.
Fever batch.
We should be on their marketing team. That's brilliant. Blood Oath fever batch and have it like cask strength.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be brilliant,
dude.
Like we just sold out. We just sold out the next Blood Oath without even being part of their marketing.
Listen, Luxro.
Yeah, seriously, give us a call. We will not charge you for the idea. Just give us a bottle. That's all we care about.
Yep. Fever batch.
The fever batch. God, that would be brilliant.
Oh man, that would sell.
And then they could go over 98.6. Just make it like 102.
Yeah.
And then after the fever batch, like the following year, they could make it like 105 proof and call it the brain dead batch.
But hey, I'm all for it.
Because
let's do it.
You get to 105, or brain damage.
You're dead.
Call it the brain damage batch.
Yeah,
the brain damage batch.
Mm-hmm.
We're stupid. We're idiots.
What would the 120 proof be called?
You died 20 minutes ago and don't even realize it. That's what
the rigor mortis edition.
All the rigor mortis. Oh, Jesus. God. That's terrible.
World recording GARP?
Yes, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down, buddy. All right, let's go back to this a little bit.
The bastard child.
He's fucking jackass. I think I still like the Peerless just a little bit more than this, but this is good. This is really... These two are the best two we've had so far. I would put this... What did we say for the Peerless? Like
I said 3.9, 3.8. You said 3.8.
3.8, 3.7. I'd give this a 3.6, 3.7. This is right there with it.
Same. It doesn't have the finish that the Peerless has.
That's where it's missing. I agree. But it's good. This is really good. And that saltiness comes through a little bit on the palate, I think, and that's like that sweet, salty, flavor combo that a lot of people like, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
this is good. This is really good.
So they have newer editions of these
Sea Song,
like the Sea Song, but the newer one is finished in vermouth barrels.
Yeah, that's not. I'm not a. Well, I mean, vermouth is what, fortified wine, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's not dry vermouth, I'm fine with that. I'm not a big fan of dry vermouth. Regular vermouth or wet vermouth.
Wet vermouth.
Like I just walked by that vermouth and it got wet. Hey, there's that middle school humor.
Yeah, hey, I mean, we can't be doing that.
Yeah, it's a 2-star. That's a 2-star review.
They had one called the Rebello, and I'm so mad. I had one in my hand, and I accidentally bought two of the Heretofore instead of the Rebello and the Heretofore. The Rebello is a ruby port finish.
Where did you have these in your hand? At their distillery?
At their distillery.
Where's their distillery?
It's in Louisville.
Oh yeah, I know where it is. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah,
we stayed right next to it.
Yeah.
The year before you joined us,
right
we stayed
next
right
to
next to it.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But the Rebello, the ruby port finish one, tasted like a chocolate cordial cherry candy. It was ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And then the Heretofore is finished in, I forget what it's called, but it's an Australian sherry cask.
Right, and I've heard the next year, the Heretofore was really good.
They haven't thought about Heretofore yet.
Not yet. They're working on it.
They're consulting with SEAL Team 6 for that one.
Yeah, you jumped the shark. You jumped the shark.
Too far. Heretofore?
Heretofore was just right.
It was
And then you went to Heretofore, and that was Heretofore.
It was Heretofore enough.
That was Heretofore. All right, let's move on to. So we've done all bourbons that are rum finished at this point, and now we've got 2. What's the proof on that one? Oh yeah,
I like the ASMR.
What's the proof on that one?
Oh, sorry. This is called Grander, 12-year-old Panama rum, the Oaks single barrel, Beach Liquors.
That's in Florida.
It's a 700 milliliter, so you know it's travel exclusive. It is 105.8 proof.
That's what I was trying to get at.
I know. I was delaying.
Yeah, I could tell. Give me a little splash.
Little splish splash. Taking a bath in Grander rum.
Good. So now we've moved on to rum finished in a bourbon barrel. Now this Grander is actually rum finished in what kind of bourbon?
I don't know.
Blanton's barrels.
No way.
Yes. This is actually finished in a Blanton's barrel. So all you
I can smell the tater.
So the taters are coming out. Get back in there. Get back in there. So this, I was down in Florida. When I go down to Destin, I always go to this beach liqueur place, and they always have some good barrel picks. And I got to talking to the owner 2 years ago, and I was like, hey, and I don't know if he thought I was a tater. He was like, oh, we got a rum that's finished in Blanton's barrels. I was like, I don't give a shit about Blanton's, man. He's like, okay. He's like, but it's actually really good.
He thought he was impressing you.
Yeah, he did. He actually did. He really did. But then we started talking more and more, and he started realizing, okay, you're not all about just blends. He's like, I know it's a gimmick. It's finished in Blanton's barrels. He's like, but it's really good. He's like, you need to taste this. And so he gave me a taste of it, and then I was like, okay, this is actually good. So I bought a bottle. But it's a single barrel that they did from Grander.
Nice.
What do you get on the nose? I mean, it should be straight up fucking sugar.
Oh my God! It's elephant ear with confectioner sugar melted on it, and
melted on it. Okay, that's very descriptive.
You know how it dissipates and it just absorbs.
I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you meant when you said that.
Liquefies.
Yeah.
But I love elephant ears, so I resort a lot of that kind of stuff to carnival food. I mean, you can tell I'm a foodie, right?
Yeah.
I'm down 16 pounds.
So,
oh wow,
I don't talk about this a lot. I do enjoy sipping rums. Not just rum shooters like, that you would get at a whatever, but sipping rums like Papa Pilar and stuff like that. Like, I enjoy those types of rums.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, to me, that when you get a rum finished in a bourbon barrel, that's what you're creating is a sipping rum.
Yep.
And I feel like this is in that category, and I enjoy a good sipping rum. To me, I feel like it would be something out of Europe where they do like a port, wine for like dessert. This is something I could see myself having for like dessert.
It could be to regional Panama. I get banana.
You're not wrong. I get that. I get the banana, but I get it almost like an over-ripened banana.
Well, yeah, no, it's a potent banana.
Like an over-ripened, like
where
it's turning black.
Getting ready for banana bread.
Banana bread. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I love banana bread.
Me too. And I just made a protein shake the other day with a fucking black banana. The banana was, as I was peeling it off the skin, it was like liquefied almost inside. That's how.
But when you mix it, it's okay.
It was so good. It was so sugary. It was such a good, pick.
Wow. No, this smells divine.
All right, let's dive in.
Divine.
This is the teeth coating.
Oh my!
This is the teeth coating, and you know what they've actually done with this, and this is my first time revisiting this for like 3 years. Wow. Ooh. I still get really good hints of bourbon in this.
It's very tropical, but I get it.
Very tropical rum. I agree. Sugarcane. I get the teeth coating.
But it's like to the region. I get flavors of a tropical region, not just like sugar.
Yeah, no, I agree. But there's hints enough of bourbon to let you feel like there's maybe some sort of bourbon influence on this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This is nice.
Rum is my second choice of spirits.
I'd say rum for me, tequila also.
I choose rum over tequila.
Well,
I do.
It depends. For me, a good añejo or
reposado.
Even a reposado, if done right, is fucking outstanding.
I like
for
reposados.
Me. I can drink a reposado straight, like neat.
That's extra aged in the barrel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then a blanco is also but I need to have those chilled, and I can sip on those. I can shoot those generally.
If any of our listeners have Fortaleza, I'd love to try it.
Or 3 Deleza, either one. Back to the jokes.
Right. So I have this idea, right, for if we ever are able to do a Blanton's pick for the sticker.
Yeah.
And I've had this for about 3 years now in my head. You know the Happy Madison Productions where he's like terrific, but that would Taterific. Taterific.
Let's start pouring out the last one here. You got any clean glasses, or do I need to rinse?
I've been rinsing. We're out.
Yeah, I only got 4 glasses each, not knowing we were going to do 6 fucking bottles.
I know. I kind of brought a bunch. I have a bunch of rum finish.
All right, so let me rinse this
one out. This is a fresh cork pop, by the way.
Oh, you haven't opened this yet?
No. I've been waiting for a special...
Why don't you introduce this?
Been waiting for a special occasion. My wife found this for me.
That's good. This is Nashville Barrel.
Nashville Barrel Company. It's a rum that is finished in a rum barrel, 7-year-old. The other one was 12 years old. This one, for just shits and giggles, barrel number 78.
7 years old?
Yep.
The rum is 7 years old.
Yes.
The other one we just did was 12-year-old rum.
Yep, 12.
All right, so we've got 7-year-old rum here.
Here's the kicker. This is 137.22 proof.
Almost hazmat.
Just about hazmat. Hazmat rum.
You know what? So here, backstory. I grew up in Ohio, went to Ohio State, and when I was a freshman in college, Paramount Rum 151 was all the rage.
Wow. And
so we would do shots of 151. When you were 18 and you couldn't go to the bars and drink, you would get drunk before you went to the bars. Yeah. So we would do shots of Paramount 151. Uh-huh. My good friend at the time, Andy Smith, he had a younger brother who he always, every Friday, watched X-Files. Mm-hmm. We're talking, 1993, 1994. He would watch the X-Files on Friday night. And then he would call his brother, talk about the episode, and then he would go out with us. Well, we'd always be drinking and mostly semi-drunk by the time he would join us. So this is like legendary status for him.
Yeah.
He was a legend. For this one night, we were all pretty drunk, and we're giving him shit like, what the fuck, man? Like, come on, let's go. It's Friday night. It's 10 o'clock at night. Let's get going. He downs, like, I'm fairly certain the number was 9 shots of rum 151 in probably a span of a half hour before we leave to go to the bars. Let's just say that night ended quickly. He did not last very long. But still, he fucking did 9 shots of rum 151 in like a half hour. I mean, that's like 18 drinks for most people. Almost. We'll call it 16. 16 drinks for most people in a half hour. I mean, most people aren't waking up the next morning. And we carried him home. But he made it to the bar. We were drinking. We were having fun. We were dancing, having a good time. And about 2 hours in, he was done. And we had to basically carry his ass home. It was such a fun night. He got so drunk, but he was an instant legend from that moment on. And this was in it had to have been because the shows start in fall and they go all the way to it, but it was in that 93, 94 year, somewhere in there. I think it was in the winter or spring of 94 is what if I had to guess. And oh my God. So another thing, rum 151 Paramount. I think I even have some up there. I use it for a drink that I create I batch a drink for parties. It's called Poison Apple. And you use DeCuper. Is that what it's called? DeCuper?
Yes.
Sour apple mix.
Yep.
It's a liqueur, so it's not like, it's like 40 proof probably.
It's tasty.
Yeah, it's tasty. So you use that. Use rum 151 and use 7-Up. And you mix those three together, and it tastes like a Jolly Rancher, sour apple Jolly Rancher.
Wow.
And people drink it, and they get fucking trashed because they have no idea how potent it is. It tastes like a Jolly Rancher, and they get so drunk. And that used to be my little sneaky thing I'd do at parties, is I'd make this batched, I called it Poison Apple. Because
I like that.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
So I used to do this little sneaky little trick where I'd have this poison apple pre-batched ahead of time, and people would drink it, and it looked like a green drink, because the Cooper or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And people would get so trashed, because they would be drinking it, not realizing how strong it was, and they would be hammered. In like an hour and a half, 2 hours, they'd have like 3 or 4 up. They'd be drunk as shit. Wow. It was so funny. All right, listen.
We did drink like a mixed drink kind of similar to that called Hypnotic Green Lantern.
Hypnotic Green Lantern.
It's a Hypnotic, which was like a cognac and something else blend, right? And then Midori to make it that green color.
Yeah.
And then they put something else in there, like Red Bull or something, and it would fuck you up.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's like we used to do that.
Oh, that smells hazmat.
Yeah, but it's got the sugar cane's there. Hairy Buffalo. You ever heard of Hairy Buffalo? Some people call it Jungle Juice, whatever. It was basically
Josh Allen
Everclear mixed with Kool-Aid, basically.
That could be tasty.
It was very tasty, but it was also very potent. And then you threw a whole bunch of fruit in it. So you cut up like pineapple and all these different things. You throw it in there. Well, we used to do this all the time.
Eat the fruit.
Yeah, so we used to do this all the time in college, and you'd let the fruit, and it would sit overnight before your party.
Absorb it all.
And the women would come in, and they would just they would get a big cup of it, and they would just eat the fruit, thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to eat the fruit."
They're getting
trashed because all the fruit would absorb the alcohol.
Yep.
And they would get hammered, not realizing that the fruit had all the alcohol in it. And the next morning after our parties, there would just be red blotches on the fucking grass outside from where these girls would puke because they were sitting there eating, the fruit, thinking they were doing the safe thing.
Yeah.
But they were doing the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah, bad move.
All right, let's drink this. Oh.
Wow.
Oh. This does not drink like 130
That's
whatever.
dangerous.
This is very dangerous.
Oh my God.
Because that finish is holy shit good.
My wife found this for me down in Kentucky. And,
is that the same place where she found the sex swing and the pegging stuff?
Yeah. No, it just says Kentucky on it. But it was from a store in Kentucky. I forget what it was called.
Man, this is...
So that's yummy.
The finish reminds you that it's strong and a hazmat-ish.
A lot of bourbon notes on it.
It does. It has I think we've cracked the code. I think if you want to do rum finish, you need to keep the proof high.
Yeah.
To keep the bourbon notes there.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, man. The proof on this does not taste like the proof that it is. However, the finish just goes on.
It's still going.
And I've had one drink, and it's still like burning in my chest. Not in a bad way. It's like syphilis, Like you got the hot girl, and a couple of days later,
worth it.
You're like, oh god, it was so worth it, right? It's like that. Or is that gonorrhea? Or maybe it's both.
I mean, hopefully something curable.
It could have been herpes syphilis.
Yeah.
It might have been all that. No, this is good, man. This is really, really good.
Or it could be crabs, like, oh, did that really yeah, it definitely happened. I could feel them.
Yeah.
God. So when I was working in Alabama, I've got a story I haven't told yet. You know, you were talking about getting drunk before you go out to the bar. And it kind of resonated with me, and it made me remember. It's kind of embarrassing. I kind of wish it happened.
Oh, is this a short story?
No, not quite a short story. I mean, it's so a 180 reversal of short story. It came out the other end. I wish it happened.
Your pants?
No, the mouth. Oh, so I wish it happened to Tyler because he has a way of telling these stories.
No,
that's way better than me.
He does, but he also delays the inevitable. Like, but go ahead.
Yeah. So we were doing a member party where my boss Ben Anderson and I down at Arrowhead Country Club, we would always make an appearance and kind of greet with the members and stuff at these functions, and we would drink beforehand. We would pregame.
Sure.
And so we went to the local liquor store and bought some Black Velvet Canadian whiskey. We downed that bottle.
Oh. Just the two of you?
Just the two of us.
God, what do you think?
Straight. A Black Velvet.
What are you doing?
Was it before I realized what good whiskey was?
Poor life choices.
Yes, I am. So then we had our ProChem, which was a company that sold chemicals and stuff. Ann Blake, shout out to you if you ever listen to this.
She does.
Hopefully, I'll let her know. But she worked for ProChem. She sold stuff to us, and she was there. She was drinking red wine. I made the poor decision after we finished that bottle of drinking some red wine. We were driving to the gas station. My boss is driving erratically, right?
Surprise,
surprise. Surprise, surprise. So, I mean, and I feel like these turns, right? And I'm like, I'm starting to not feel good. I already get car sick.
The odd thing is you drove that road the next day and realized there were 0 turns on that road.
So I already get car sick when I'm in the back seat of a car. Now I'm plastered.
You and Tyler and Brett, what the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
It's bad. And we park at the gas station, and I feel it. I'm like, oh my God. And so I grab a bag and I start yakking in the back seat.
So you start Josh Marksing in the back seat.
Yeah, I Josh Marksed it in the back seat. My boss in front of me, he's like, I can feel the warmth of it. I feel like I'm dying. I'm like, I feel better. I'm like, no, I don't. And I keep puking, right? And
well, you fucking finished a half a bottle of Black Velvet, then had wine.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't.
Oh.
We were supposed to still go into this party.
Oh. Did you puke and rally?
No. We got
puke and pass out?
We got back to the shop, and I missed a little bit of the bag, and it's on my shirt, you know?
Oh, God, that's hot.
So,
so hot.
We have a shower in our office, and I'm in a tall stall shower. I'm just butt naked in a fetal position, making poor decisions, wishing I was dead.
Poor decisions have already passed.
And Ann Blake is standing.
The shower's probably the best decision you made that night.
Ann Blake is standing at the door. Do I need to call an ambulance? I'm like, no, I'm okay. Just leave me here.
The shower's probably the best decision you made on that night.
I said, just leave me here.
The porta said, go away, I'm hideous.
So sorry, Ann Blake.
Ann Blake. I want to meet Ann Blake.
Oh, my God.
Just because of this story. If you can get Ann Blake to show up on the podcast and give her version of this story, I want her on the podcast.
She probably had to clean up some of it the next day.
That's great. Listen, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. I want her on the podcast. I want more of this story from another perspective.
I can arrange it.
Please. And the boss or whoever it was.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, if you can get him and Ann on the... I want this story on a podcast. I want this story from their perspective. That's what I want.
That's how I remember it. I can arrange it for sure.
I want that arranged. Listeners, let us know. Please tell me. I hope to God you feel the same way I do. I want to know more about this story from the perspective of someone else, not JD.
I may have churched it up a little bit.
You may have churched it up?
Yeah, like not giving all the gory details.
So you skipped the part where you had sex with 3 sheep?
I don't remember all of it.
Fair enough. All right. So please reach out to us. Let us know if you would love to hear the rest of that story from another perspective, because I know I do. I'm intrigued. I would say that these last two have been outstanding.
Yes. No, the rums are great.
I'd say the Peerless is probably my favorite of the bourbon finishes. Rabbit Hole,
Agreed.
A very close second.
Yep.
Very close second. And I'd say that these two rums, holy shit. Like, I could sit and drink these rums.
I'm really, my wife knocked it out.
Yeah. She did. She knocked it out. I don't know what that means. Is that a sexual reference?
No, it just means that she did a good job.
Oh, she did a good job picking this bottle.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought maybe you were going somewhere else with this. I didn't know what was going on.
I might knock it out later.
Yeah, you might.
Whoa, hey.
Hey. Is there a thing called rum dick?
I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
They make Cialis and stuff for that.
Do they? Anti-rum dick? Anti-whiskey dick?
Blue Chew?
Cialis.
Can we get Blue Chew as a sponsor?
Please. If you're listening, reach out. Anyway, thanks for joining in, guys. I think this was a different but fun episode. We don't always do non-bourbon type stuff, but when we do, we do.
Hopefully we're entertaining enough for you, just the two of us.
Nah, we're always entertaining, man. Well, you're always entertaining. I just kind of,
Doobie party, right?
act as the moderator to your shenanigans.
Doobies.
Doobie. But thanks for joining in, guys. I appreciate it. If you have not checked out our Patreon, please do so, because we got some really good things coming in 2025.
We want to take you on a barrel pick. We want to.
We do. We've got a few people that have already signed up for the $50 tier. That gets them in that group of people that have a chance to jump in and do a pick with us. If you're a fan and you just want to meet us, or if you're a fan of just barrel picks and you want to be a part of one because you've never done one,
we need to start scheduling our meetup for the spring.
Yeah, this is your chance. So check out our Patreon. We've got some cool stuff happening up, coming, and I think that you'll really benefit from joining, because if you're into, like we are, and you realize that chasing down some of those hard to get bourbons is not nearly as fun as just getting really good barrel picks, which I think most people have started to realize.
I mean, I'm all about the barrel pick.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
single barrels
is
where it's at.
Every once in a while you get a unicorn. I get it. That's fine.
Well, you find somebody where your palate aligns.
But here's the thing. You find a group where you align with their palate, like us with Bourbon Enthusiasts, us with Mash and Journey.
Yep.
We're hopefully you with us. And you find some barrel picks that are just out of this world, that are even better than some of the stuff that are just shelfer releases from year in and year out. And I think that you're going to be surprised at some of the stuff that we've got coming out this year. Because
you're not going to want to miss the Jack Daniels.
The Jack Daniels one is phenomenal. The Maker's Mark one was phenomenal.
Yeah, tiramisu.
Yeah, the Elijah Craig one that we're doing is so good. I just, honest to God, think that
you're not going to want to miss them.
Yeah, that's the end of the story.
And these are all stuff that sells out at OHLQ right away.
And we have a level that's just $5. If you're not interested in the other stuff and you just want to know about the announcements of when these are available, $5.
Limited time offer, as many as you want.
Yeah.
Until we fill up.
The founders, if you will, of the Patreon are getting unlimited, obviously outside of the size of the barrel and the bottle yield, unlimited numbers of however many they want until we grow to a point where that's not possible. You're going to have unlimited amounts of bottles from our barrel picks. So sign up, check it out.
Sign up for our top 2 tiers. We want to meet you. We want to share stuff with you
guys and hang out. Do some meet and greets, all that kind of stuff.
Spring and fall hang up.
Yeah, for sure. That's just a bonus. Not because you get to meet us, because whatever, we're just regular people, but because we get to meet you and we get to hang out with other people that are just in the same idea of loving bourbon, loving whiskey, loving just kind of getting together and hanging out. So
exactly,
that's what it's all about for us. Hopefully that's what it's all about for you. Join up on our Patreon. Again, $5 a month, it's really not that much. If you want to do that, that gets you in the door. And then you'll see the other tiers and what it has to offer. But pick wisely.
Yeah.
I chose poorly. Indiana Jones, Part 3? Yeah, Part 3. And The Last Crusade.
Hot Shots Part 2. Remember that one?
I do. I love that one. All right, guys. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us on yet another hunt for bourbon. Please give us a 5-star review anywhere you are listening, but if you don't, leave some constructive criticism in the review so that we can better improve our show. But until then, sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy some bourbon. The Bourbon Hunters podcast has been craft distilled, produced, recorded, and edited by Dude Pool. For any questions, comments, or recommendations, please reach out to info@bourbonhunters.com